First, New Zealand Sportswoman of the Year was a male, and now their bird of the year is actually a bat.
QAnon supporters have gathered in Dallas to await the return of the late JFK Jr. They've been wrong so many times, maybe this time they'll be right.
NASA astronauts make the best space tacos ever to get the worst diarrhea ever.
Florida's Teacher of the Year arrested for punching a student, but incredibly, she did it over Zoom.
A court has ruled that Pablo Escobar's hippos are people. Hungry, hungry people.
And is everything racist? We're going to do a deep dive on the internet to see if there's anything that's not racist, and then we're going to make it racist.
All this and more on
The Bee Weekly.
Welcome everyone to the Bee Weekly. Today, Ethan and I, your usual hosts, are joined by Joel Berry, who's the managing editor of the Babylon Bee, usually located somewhere in the Midwest.
The deep, dark forests, mysterious forests of the Midwest. I have emerged into the sunlight of California to be with you guys.
Well, welcome, Joel. It's nice to have you.
Thank you.
Pleasant.
Great to be here.
Joel is joining us for a special reason because our Babylon Bee Guide to Wokeness books are out, and all of us worked really hard on this, along with Gavin, who will probably make a comment about Star Wars in the background at some point if we get a fact wrong.
He's definitely sighing or groaning right now.
Yeah. Let's get as many Star Wars facts wrong as possible during this recording.
We did a live stream yesterday, and Gavin was arguing with people about Dune in the comments, which was fun. So we're going to talk about this book a little bit more later, and we're going to see if things are racist, and that'll be a lot of fun. But you can get this book on Amazon now, so go check it out. Please do.
Quick note, if you're wondering who Gavin is, if you watch our fictional character support group animated sketch we did, right at the end, Gavin walks in, he makes his appearance as a cartoon character and corrects the video, just as he did as we were writing it. And he played himself.
Gavin, too, did a lot of great work on the book.
He
did some incredible illustration work, so he's very talented.
A lot of the funniest
young man.
illustrations we would try to praise Ethan for. He's like, actually, I didn't do those.
I told Gavin to do that.
Right.
That's
delegation.
That's how he takes credit.
I delegated it.
Leadership.
Yeah, good, really good leadership there. Hey, we got some comments on our G.K. Chesterton Weekly special last week.
G.K. Chesterton.
That's a very special episode.
Which was so much fun. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It was one of the best episodes.
Even if you don't know who Chesterton is, just get on board.
You'll get on board with Chesterton. Sardis the Yard Dog 1227 says, these guys remind me of my Rhett and Link days, but instead of losing their faith, they defend it.
So better.
Yeah. So it's like Rhett and Link.
Depending on your opinion of that.
We're like Rhett and Link, except we're not going to hell.
Well, hopefully.
Well, I feel if you're going to be Rhett and Link, you guys got to be doing a lot more eating weird food.
Yeah, you got to eat
we dabbled.
Onion with a dead rat inside of it.
Yeah,
microwave marshmallows or something. I don't know what they
You got to like deep fry like a McRib.
Is that what they do?
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Maybe after I lose this weight.
Just go all out.
Yeah.
Well, we try to do eating segments, and he's like, I can't have any of that.
Yeah.
We could do a really overly healthy eating segment.
Yeah.
Let's try some broccoli.
Health foods.
Yeah, a diet where everything you eat has no calories. So. I don't know what. Air.
Let's try different types of artisan water today.
Jess Edelin says, Babylon Bee is one of the many puzzle pieces that led me to abandon atheism and become a Christian. Wow. I'm all in now. Thank you.
Are you serious? Dude.
Got another one.
It's amazing.
Partially.
I'm
We were
gonna
one of
cry.
the puzzle pieces. I don't know how big a puzzle this is.
It's like 5,000 pieces.
Yeah, 5,000 piece puzzle.
That's not that impressive. But if it's like a 24-piece Paw Patrol puzzle,
yeah,
well,
like one of those
and
floor
we're a pretty
puzzles.
important piece of
Maybe
that.
we were
that's
one of
big.
like the corner pieces too.
Yeah,
That's
a corner piece is important.
essential piece. Yeah.
And is he missing any pieces? Because that ruins the whole puzzle.
Yeah,
Hopefully he's got them all.
So Jess, or Jez, or however you say that, burned his or her fedora and then picked up a V-neck or whatever. I don't know, what do you get when you're a Christian?
An acoustic guitar.
Acoustic guitar,
and a
yeah.
latte.
Yeah. Got a goatee like this. Unless Jess is a girl, and then that would be weird.
You burned all your rock CDs. Get some Newsboys.
That's it.
That's that's exciting. That's
I do get people that ask me that a lot. Like, have you ever converted anyone to the Babylon Bee? I'm like, well, it's usually more complex. Like, someone doesn't watch Babylon Bee podcast to go, now I have accept Jesus. Well, what is it? What did Alex say?
Alex said, "Y'all inspired me." He must be from the South. Should I read this in a Southern accent? I don't know.
No.
I won't do that. Y'all inspired me to read Orthodoxy and The Man Who Knew Too Much. Now I can say I've added them to my collection along with C.S. Lewis and Bunyan.
Awesome.
All right.
Oh, another
That's
Chester
fantastic.
conversion.
Well, I credit you guys with that too. I was a Lewis fan. I loved Bunyan. Chesterton was new to me, and so I like many. I think I can credit you guys with getting me into. Chesterton.
We have more Chesterton converts than actual Christian converts.
That's true. It's very sad.
I think that's one of the Bee's lasting legacies. Is
But we're beefing the Christians up with some Chesterton.
That's right, man.
Do we have a copy of Ethan's book handy?
Hey, we can pump my book. So if you're wondering what's this Chesterton guy, my book's out too.
Oh. He just almost threw it on the ground. Chesterton's Gateway. This is 14 essays with introductions and helpful footnotes by Ethan. And I would like to especially recommend the audio version where you get Ethan's voice pouring into your ear like space diarrhea. And it's awesome.
Warm and
I really
velvety.
like how casual your footnotes are. Because
They're very
usually you
casual.
read a footnote in a work
Very
and it's all
scholarly.
academic.
Yeah.
He goes like, I think Chesterton's talking about this, but yeah, you get the idea. And then he goes,
That's fantastic.
But I've actually got emails from people like just having you say like you don't get it, or there's
Yeah.
parts you don't get, or it's okay to get past this part and not get it. That's so helpful. And every Chesterton book is like, it's scholars, and it's always read by a British guy who sounds all smart. So this is like a nice dumb guy Chesterton book. So if it makes you feel
gateway drug.
safe, yeah, it's
The
a gateway drug.
Yeah, man.
oh my!
Turnip.
I was laughing at all these. There's a Snyder Cut reference.
Yeah, not your typical footnotes for sure. And the audiobook actually, I insert the footnotes right in the middle of the audio, so it feels like I'm reading Chesterton
I like
right
this,
to you.
Before you go, this is such a perfect sentence. I guess this isn't a real footnote. Just carry on.
That's just what Chesterton needed, though. He seems so inaccessible to a lot of people. He can be hard to read, and if you're going into it with someone who's in the same boat with you, like, hey, yeah, he's tough to read for everyone, but if you chew on it, take it a sentence at a time, you'll get a lot out of it.
I noticed that. What's the word in the Nicene Creed?
Homoousian or something like that?
Homoousius or something.
I
like
could
that?
not figure out how to say that.
So you say it in the text, and then you go to a footnote, and you say it again, and you like laugh while you're saying it. You're like homo, Jesus, like in the footnote on the audiobook, which is like awesome. It's just so good.
Well, it makes like I got into Chesterton, and then I got a Chesterton group together pretty quickly after, and that helped a lot in that conversational element. And I wanted the book to have that feeling of like there's a conversational processing element.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
we're promoting our new book, The Guide to Wokeness.
Yeah, you can buy Ethan's book, but first you have to buy this one,
Yes, you get woke with this book, and then
you can
wake up with Chesterton.
and you'll get unwoke.
That's right.
They'll even each other
Real
out.
woke.
Hey, we've got an interview show coming up with Eric Metaxas. It was one of the best shows we've ever done. One of the
Hilarious.
best conversations we've ever had
Wow.
with any guest ever.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, Kyle wasn't
I
here.
wasn't
yeah.
there, so I don't know.
Oh well.
But I asked him point blank, why'd you become a right wing nut job?
Oh,
Just right it just went boom.
Why'd you become a Trump?
Why'd you
I
become
wanna
such
know.
a Trump sellout, man?
What do you say?
did you ask him about when he punched that guy?
Oh yeah, he talked about that in the subscriber
yes.
portion.
Oh man,
Yeah.
gotta listen.
I
to
didn't
this.
know about that. But yeah, he brought that up.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was a great video. Everyone was horrified by it. I thought it was great. It's like he just punched that Antifa guy in the face. Oh man,
hero.
So check that out. And if you're a subscriber to the Babylon Bee, babylonbee.com/plans, or you're a YouTube member, you'll get that a day early. Right? Do the YouTube members get it a day early? Yes. Yeah, YouTube. If you're a YouTube super fan, you hit the smash the join button. You can be a super fan, and then you can get it a day early.
And you get extra content.
And extra content. It's longer. And Eric Metaxas tells a punching story. Otherwise, you'll get it on Tuesday. So please tune in for that. And that's a lot of fun. Hey, we have a subscriber dare today. Hey, you. Do you want to be woke?
I know I do. I wake up every morning thinking I really want to be woke.
That's fantastic because I have a product that meets that exact need that you just articulated right then. It's a new book called The Babylon Bee Guide to Wokeness, and it teaches you how to be woke.
My entire life, I've asked myself, how are these kids these days getting so woke? And I know that there's got to be an instruction book out there, but there isn't until
isn't.
now.
Now there is, because this book teaches you how to be woke so you won't get canceled, so Twitter mobs won't come after you and ruin your life. You get to know how to choose your pronouns, your gender. Buy this book so that you won't get canceled. You can order it today.
This is Subscriber Dare.
This is from Richie, and he says, I'm on the fence about subscribing and need to get one question answered on the air before I go all in. In Lord of the Rings, they burglarized Gollum's house and stole his ring. He's the victim here. Granted, Gollum had done some bad things in the past, but he's still the rightful owner of the ring. It's debatable. Much like if I steal the neighbor kid's candy, that doesn't give you the right to burglarize my house and eat it. So aren't the hobbits the true villains?
So how did Gollum get the ring in the first place? He just found it in a river, right?
He murdered his friend.
Well, he murdered his friend to take it.
Yeah, so I would say saying he's the rightful owner is a little sketch.
Is it okay? Do two wrongs make a right, Kyle?
No, but Bilbo... I don't think it's praising Bilbo's action in taking the ring, but also Bilbo didn't really steal the ring.
He took it first, just finding it, right? And then later realized, oh, this is this guy's ring.
Yeah. And then he kind of tricked him in the riddle game.
And you don't want... It's like you find like an atom bomb or something, and then you realize later that it belongs to a terrorist. You're not going to be like, I should give it back.
You know, he is the rightful owner.
Yeah.
Although I don't think Gollum was really a terrorist. He just wanted to.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you don't want to give a psycho like Gollum that power back.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want that guy to be invisible. The guy that wants to murder you and eat you like a fish.
Yeah.
So what's the dare here, though? I don't understand. What is he daring us to do?
He just wants us to talk about
to answer it.
He just wants. Oh, I got you. Okay.
I've seen
the
the argument online that Pippin is actually the true hero of Lord of the Rings because he throws the stone down the well, which wakes up the Balrog, which kills Gandalf, which makes Gandalf come back as Gandalf the White. Defend Minas Tirith and save the day.
Well, I think that kind of the overarching messages of Lord of the Rings is that they're really, I mean, none of them are really heroes. You know, they all make bad decisions, and
it's true.
And you know,
are
forced to make choices with what's given to with the time that's given to them. Right? You know, even Frodo in the end made the wrong decision, and
true.
God, there's no.
Yeah, there's
no God in this universe, but it illustrates how God.
There's no God in these universe. Iluvatar, man. Iluvatar is the god of the.
That sounds like a crazy instrument you could play.
I play the Iluvatar. I really shred my Iluvatar. Heresy jar. Hey, we've got a Babylon Bee banger of the week. Oh, by the way, you have to subscribe now because we thoroughly discussed that, Richie. We got a Babylon Bee banger of the week.
Banger of the week.
Oh, This is the one everybody liked.
Secret Service agent spotted carrying diaper bag because Joe Biden
flower bed
himself pooped. That part's not on.
I thought this was supposed to be satire.
I thought this was supposed to be a joke. We've got a sketch that will probably be out now, right? Where we did
probably today, hopefully.
I think it's by the time you by the time you watch this podcast, it'll be out, so you'll get to
see
this.
Joel was in a sketch.
Yeah, I played the Secret Service guy with the diaper bag.
You had to change Joe's diaper.
Yeah,
and you got.
That was. I think you guys were hazing me. Now that I look at it in retrospect, you guys made me change an old man's diaper, and then you threw milk on me. That was my first day here in the office.
It's not actually for a sketch. We're not actually going to.
It's never going
to air. We got a Babylon Bee bomb of the week.
You guys didn't like this one, or you just didn't notice it.
Bomb of the week.
Sad trombone. Church adds helpful sports ticker for following scores during service.
You know, I think this is because people were just too convicted. They knew that they wanted to suppress targeting them.
Yeah. So you guys that say the Babylon Bee needs to do more Christian jokes, you don't even share them.
Yeah, you don't like them.
Shame on you.
And that's clearly the funniest joke ever written.
Yeah, it is true. And so the true bomb of the week is you.
When you come across Christian satire on your Facebook newsfeed and you don't share it, God sees that.
Yeah.
You know, I think
99% of people won't share. Will you be the 1% who will?
Yeah, we should start putting those memes out about how Jesus is watching
Jesus
what you share. If you don't share this Babylon Bee story.
Jesus sheds a tear every time you don't share a Babylon Bee article.
About Jesus? About the church?
About the church. Heresy jar. All right, let's do some weird news.
I'm on board.
This news is weird.
What's going on in wacky New Zealand?
New Zealand. Those darn Kiwis.
Is it really still new?
There's always up to something.
At this point.
So many things that are called new, we should change it to just Zealand.
Or the medium. Yeah. Medium Zealand.
Old Zealand.
Regular.
Moderate Zealand.
Middle-aged Zealand. New Zealand Bird of the Year controversy after contest is actually won by a bat.
This is the country that made their Woman of the Year a man.
This is like one of our Babylon Bee transgender jokes. One of the two jokes we have. Like, bat identifies as bird to beat all the birds. Classic. We all high five and smoke a cigar.
well,
I feel like this is the slippery slope that conservatives have warned about.
We've been warning
First
about
you're
this.
saying
It's all leading to this.
make a man into a woman. Now birds are bats. What's next?
My question though is, was this a bat identifying as a bird and it open about it, or was this a bat like disguised as a bird and no one knew?
I mean, they say this bat is
Did
the
they put
size
feathers on him and make him like try to pass him as a bird?
They say this bat is the size of your thumb, a wingspan of about a human hand. So this thing's more of a bug than a bird, really.
It's true.
Sounds like a pretty pathetic bat to me.
So it was a voting contest where they had the public vote for it, and it won with a 3,000 vote lead.
Apparently, it's endangered or something. So they're trying to raise awareness.
They're like,
So they
well,
thought
let's
maybe
just
you can
let it
get
enter the
bird
privilege.
privilege,
Yeah.
and then it'll live more.
And so I like this quote.
It's comic. It's not. It's just because they're ugly creatures. You know?
Poor bats.
I like this quote. There's only 2 bat species in New Zealand, so having bat of the year would not have been very exciting.
Do they have that contest every
Once
year?
again,
It's a very neck and neck competition.
That's great.
When I went to Australia, I saw one of those massive bats. It's like a size of a chihuahua or bigger than a chihuahua.
like in the wild.
Yeah, like we were walking through the town and on the tree that was just like hanging upside down, like like Dracula sleeping, and we're all crowded around it, like we thought it was a fake thing, like, and we're all talking about it. And all of a sudden, its eyes go and like look right at me, and its red eyes, and teeny tiny little pupils, and then it opens its wings up. They're like this, big enough to give you a big old hug, and it just flew off. Then it gets a dragon bat. It was crazy. Man.
Can we get a story time with Ethan Nicole song in there? I feel like we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
He's never boring and he's never dull. It's story time with Ethan Nicole.
Yeah. More stories. Tell us the one about the urine.
QAnon, they're back. QAnon supporters meet in Dallas for the return of JFK Jr. and the Trump reinstatement.
And then they all drank some mysterious liquid out of a giant chalice. They all went to be with Trump forever.
So they gathered right where JFK was killed, believing that JFK Jr. is not dead and will return to begin the reinstatement process for Donald Trump.
What?
Why would he do
That's
that?
bizarre.
Yeah, I want to know more.
I think this was probably another Lincoln Project sting operation.
No, tell me about that. What happened to this Lincoln Project thing? They dressed up as KKK or something?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly. They claimed responsibility for it, like how ISIS claims responsibility for everything.
Yeah.
But it wasn't clear if they actually had anything to do with it or not.
So this group of...
But they're supposed to be like social justice, right? But they claimed responsibility.
They were trying to frame Glenn Youngkin, the Republican candidate. They had these guys dressed in like MAGA hats with tiki torches. They posed outside Glenn Youngkin's bus and they chanted "We're for Glenn Youngkin" over and over again.
Okay.
And this is in Charlottesville, where the Unite the Right.
And the media was all gathered, like they had been
like they
tipped
summoned
off.
them, yeah.
They all were all taking pictures and they started tweeting. Look what just happened. And people started doing, their internet sleuthing and found out that these were Dem activists.
Well, the best part is that there's 5 of these supposedly white supremacists. One of them's black.
Okay.
And one of them's a girl. And she's like, she kind of looked like she's trying to look like a guy, like she's wearing shades and a hat. And she's like a dress shirt. And like, and it turns out they all work for like Virginia Democrats.
Yeah.
And
But then the Lincoln Project took
and
responsibility.
they were like, actually, this was us. We were trying to make a point about it. Okay. Good job, guys.
Way to go.
This is a teachable moment, America.
We dressed up as Hitler to show that Trump is bad.
Are we the baddies here?
Are we the baddies?
Maybe it's time to ask yourself that.
So is this JFK thing that's not going to happen?
JFK Jr. is going to be Trump's vice president.
Oh, okay.
Well, how old
wow.
would he be now?
He wasn't that. I mean, well, he was like...
Oh, he was a younger
in the
guy,
70s
right?
or
JFK
something,
Jr.
right? Yeah.
So he's the guy that was the son of the one that got shot.
He would only be 60.
Okay.
61.
Man. So he was going to rise again? He was going to come back?
No, they say he never died. He's living on. He lives on that
Oh.
island where Tupac and Kurt Cobain and them all live.
They're all hanging out there.
Elvis, yeah.
having the craziest party ever.
Amelia Earhart.
Oh my gosh, I want to go to that island.
And I guess Norm Macdonald probably lives there now. So it's the funniest place on earth.
No. Pour one out for Norm.
Want to tell us about astronaut tacos?
Okay. Astronauts harvest green chili peppers to eat the best space tacos yet in NASA first. I don't know if it's a
which
good
is the
idea to
first?
That sounds really messy in space. How do you do that?
So it's the first tacos.
So they actually grew chili peppers in space.
Yeah. And then they made space tacos.
Is there sunlight in space? Or do they have to create? How do they do that?
Well, there is sunlight in space because the sun's out there. But
It is out there.
There's probably more
There's
sunlight.
starlight.
It's,
yeah, you don't have the atmosphere.
direct right into your...
But the thing I wanted to taco is meat. Did they have meat in
It
them?
said they had fajita beef, rehydrated tomatoes, and artichokes. So the chilies, the only thing that was grown in space was the chilies. There's no space cows
Okay.
for the space beef.
So we'll get there.
Yeah. So I think space tacos a little They were space chilies.
They were assembled in space.
And assembled in space, sure.
And eaten in space. Yeah. And then they were diarrheaed in space.
Yeah. It does seem a little dangerous to eat tacos on the International Space Station.
That seems like a lot. Don't those astronaut suits have like a poop chamber or something? Because they can't just like get out of them.
Yeah.
They do.
No, diapers.
Diapers, yeah.
Diapers, right?
They do a Joe Biden
But
in their
can those
spacesuit.
things handle taco out?
Yeah, I don't
pouring?
know. I don't know if they're built to that.
Fallout. I meant taco fall. I meant fallout. No.
Can you imagine just like, you're in space and you got the stuff like floating in your helmet because it just went out.
That was disgusting, Joel.
Gross.
But I assume
Too far.
But they also have a toilet. Like they don't have to. But it's just if they happen to be out on a space.
But getting
walk,
out of that suit.
and they're
gotta
like,
be a lot
oh
of work.
crap, yeah. The Taco Bell is hitting.
Yeah, this is happening. Going, there's like some kind of like bolt thing. Get off here. Allen wrench. I don't know how to get out of a spacesuit. It's got to be hard.
So a Florida teacher of the year, or the Florida teacher of the year, I guess, was arrested for hitting a pupil who criticized the award. Caroline Lee struck a female student and gave her a bloody nose for criticizing her getting the award, and she kicked the student.
Donkey.
Called her a flower bedding bee.
Wow.
I've seen bees in flower beds.
Okay, so who gave this award to the teacher?
Florida.
Florida gave this award. What are they judging
I think it was
these teachers
before
by?
the punching.
If this is the kind of teacher that would call a student that an effing B word, like,
well, the student criticized her because she used the N word while reading John Steinbeck's Of Mice and Men, which is really bad because that word's not even in the book. She just likes to spice it up.
well, in that case, then yeah.
She used the N word while reading redfish, bluefish. Was it one fish, two fish, redfish, bluefish?
Good grief.
So yeah, this was a county. Duval County Public Schools had named her. So this kid was a county's teacher of the year.
So I mean,
did she lose the award?
Sorry,
I'm interrupting Joel.
Yeah, that's my. Well, did she punch the girl like while she was up on stage with the trophy in her hand, like did she jump into the audience and like just start wailing, or was
this all in
later?
one
She's
moment?
Been removed from the classroom and will not return pending the judicial
But
procedures.
did she get to keep the award, or did she get replaced with another award like right hook
Best
of the year?
punch.
And kick?
Turn in your award right now. Wow, that's insane.
Hey, a court has ruled Pablo Escobar's cocaine hippos are legally people. So here we got.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
Men
in that
becoming
headline.
women. We got bats identifying as birds, and now we have hippos becoming people. This is what happens
What's a cocaine
when the left
hippo?
is in charge.
They call them his cocaine hippos because he had a ton of hippos.
So hippos weren't native to that area. He bought them because you know when you get really rich, you hit that point of being rich that you just buy exotic animals.
Stuff. So he wasn't giving the hippos
So he had like
cocaine.
8 hippos, probably.
That's what I was picturing. Like,
I would do.
a bunch of hippos hopped up on cocaine.
You got
like,
tons
can
of
you imagine?
money, cocaine. Why not just throw like a little throw pillow sized cocaine package in their mouth and see what happens?
Like,
it's an experiment.
Like maybe he threw his prisoners, to the cocaine hippos, like a den of cocaine hippos. Man, that's terrifying.
I want to get exotic animal rich someday.
Yeah.
Like just in.
What would you get?
Like I think
You've already got a parrot.
Yeah,
You're already one of those weirdos.
My wife wants a raccoon.
I've always
that's
wanted a
not-
raccoon. I want possum.
That's not really exotic.
Yeah. But to get like a nicely bred one that's not going to have a bunch of, issues.
A nicely bred possum
Yeah, like a one that's
like-
bred by possum breeders.
with like good strong haunches and shiny fur.
Good loins. Like a good
teeth.
Good bloodline.
Can you imagine? It's like the ugliest animal in the
Thoroughbred
world. Can you
possum.
imagine like a possum show and they're like judging the the length of the nose and
Heard my sad possum story, right? That my dog was killing.
He's never boring and he's never dull. It's story time with Thief and Nicole. Yeah. More stories. Tell us the one about the urine.
I got home one night and my dog was like my daughter freaked out because my dog had a baby possum and was shaking it by the neck in our house.
Flower bed.
man.
And so like we got it and it was alive, and so I'm like, I'm gonna have a pet possum. My name's Ollie, after my character in my book. And I got a cage, and I went and I ordered a bunch of possum food online, and I found out it's real. They have it, and looked up all the instructions, and I was like trying to like pet it and be nice to it. And then the next day it was dead. So I have 2 bags of possum food. So I guess our dog was more successful than I realized.
Yeah.
So that's why it didn't really react much to me. It was in like a state.
He was paralyzed.
In a state of dying.
His spine was severed.
Not playing dead.
Oh, I would get a monkey. I think.
I've always wanted monkeys.
That would be cool.
Or a gorilla.
Oh,
I just
a little
like,
dangerous.
I just like the idea of sitting on my estate with my newspaper and going like, I should buy a tiger.
Yeah,
it just seems like a cool level of wealth to be at.
Because so the hippos, they bred, so they went from 8 to like 80. They've been breeding, and I guess they're just eating up the land. Because hippos are vegetarian, so imagine how much plant life you got to eat to stay that big.
Was he breeding him on purpose or just letting him go at it? Like,
well, they've been living there ever since. Like he's gone,
so they're just like naturally
so
occurring hippos.
The big debate was like some people wanted to just kill them off because they're just destroying the environment,
invasive species.
And then other people are like, no, we have to give them sterilization. And so, in order to get sterilized, and they wanted to find the perfect sterilization that's the most humane. I guess they had to become counted as people for that. Who knows? But,
that's weird.
Makes you wonder if they could have cocaine lake cow bacon. Remember lake cow bacon from the last episode?
I don't.
Remember the guy wanted to make bacon out of hippos?
Oh, yeah.
It was lake cow bacon. That was a real thing.
From the early 1900s.
Yeah, early 1900s.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
It never took off. But this would be cocaine lake cow people bacon.
Because they're people.
Because now they're people.
Yeah.
I would think hippos would make great like livestock for food. I mean, there's a lot of meat on those things.
There's a lot of meat there.
Yeah.
Or at least a lot of fat.
Hippo jerky.
Oh, it's a lot of fat. A man fraudulently received COVID relief funds. And then he spent $57,000 on a Pokemon card. Relatable.
King.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Why would you do that?
So he's facing charges of wire fraud because he got the COVID-19 business relief funds and he spent it on a $57,000 Pokemon. So whoever wrote these notes, he didn't even bother telling me which card he bought because I was very interested.
It's a Pokemon.
Yeah, but
it's like some little animal. You know, it's like some kind of element.
I'm going to guess it's a Charizard.
Might have some foil on it, maybe.
It's like the only Pokemon I know is Charizard.
Ultra rare.
It's a Charizard. It was a 1999 Pokemon base number 4 Charizard holographic first edition.
Is this like NFTs or something? I don't understand this.
Oh, Pokemon cards, man.
Well, it's like if you get the one that was the original one.
The original, yeah.
Like there was one set that came out and they had a holographic Charizard. They never made it again. It's the rarity.
20 years in prison? He faces up to
20 years in prison and $250,000 in fines.
Holy moly. Wow, I hope that Pokemon card was worth it, buddy.
Now, I don't know if NFT is like even related, but I don't even know what NFTs are, but I have a buddy who's like all crazy about them. And so I told him, fine, if you want to make a set of XCOP NFTs, go for it. And he did it. And I finally tweeted about it. And like, I guess there's a group of people that just search the word NFT and they started just tearing into me like I was the worst person on earth for having NFTs.
Oh yeah,
but if you like NFTs, get an XCOP NFT. I sold one and it made it all worth it.
Awesome. So I think the real reason he's getting charged with all that is because he faked having this business. He wasn't supposed to get the funds at all. He said he was the owner of a business with 10 employees, and he wasn't.
Gotcha.
I'll bet you there's a lot of that.
But I think they caught him. They were alerted to it because he had this massive expenditure. So if you're gonna defraud the government, don't buy just
use it to buy fast food.
Pokemon card.
Yeah.
A woman has sued Kellogg for $5 million, saying strawberry Pop-Tarts need more strawberries. Illinois woman is suing Kellogg for $5 million in damages, claiming the company is misleading consumers by selling frosted strawberry Pop-Tarts that barely contain any strawberries. She said the so-called strawberry toaster pastries contain more pears and apples than actual strawberries.
How is this $5 million worth of damage in her life? I mean, like, how has this hurt her to where she needs to be compensated at that level?
She says it's like $5.50 a box for about 12 of them.
Has she purchased $5 million?
However much worth is actual strawberry in there, you deduct that from that. So maybe it's like $5. And then if she's eaten 1 million boxes, Pop-Tarts, then yeah, she's owed $5 million.
It's it's a class action suit, so she wouldn't get the whole $5 million.
Oh, it was just like every Pop-Tarts user will get like 3 cents a check in the mail at the end of
that kind of thing, and punitive damages and all that.
It contains 2% or less of ingredients such as dried strawberries, dried pears, and dried apples.
I'm just picturing like the tort, you know, those ads like, have you
eaten a strawberry Pop-Tart in the last 5 years?
You might be entitled to damages. Compensation.
I mean, I think like there is something to be said for the false advertising. You have pictures of strawberries on the back, say strawberry, and it doesn't have strawberries. Right. So I kind of understand
There's like giant,
that.
juicy strawberries on the cover.
But I also think like we all just need to come to an agreement and an understanding as a society that if you're eating like this boxed snack product, it does not have anything that it says on the cover.
Yes.
Right.
There's nothing.
Because even strawberry flavor, I don't know. I don't think that's
it's like, I assume that's just chemicals.
Something they created.
No one
like
should
raspberry.
expect any nutritional value out of us.
Raspberries aren't blue, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it says Starbucks faced backlash several years ago as more consumers realized their pumpkin spice lattes didn't contain any pumpkin.
And I think I read they actually ended up adding some pumpkin to it just to
say, yeah,
which is funny. He said we're gonna throw a bunch of pumpkin in just to appease people that are like they're basically like the Gavin of lattes.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no pumpkin in
no
those.
pumpkin in this pumpkin spice latte.
Oh, that's so funny. When I was back in sales, I visited a pumpkin spice factory once and saw an entire warehouse, and it's like big bags of dog food, like big pellets of this pumpkin spice. That's where it ships out on trains.
Because couldn't you say like chicken spice, and then you just use the spices that? I guess they have that poultry seasoning.
Yeah, poultry seasoning.
When I taste pumpkin spice, to me that is the most like inauthentic flavor of coffee or anything. Like I taste it and I'm like, somebody approximated the taste of pumpkin and spice.
Pie. Yeah. It's pumpkin pie.
Yeah.
Because if it tastes like just straight pumpkin.
Yeah.
You ever just bit into a pumpkin?
No, I have not.
It's not pleasant.
There's just not much flavor there. I do it all the time.
Absolutely wonderful. Hey, we're going to talk about racism. All right, well, faithful Babylon Bee fans, we have our new book out, The Babylon Bee Guide to Wokeness. If you don't know, this is kind of very illustriously illustrated. What's the word I'm looking
Dr.
for?
Seuss or something?
Very
colorful, vibrant, beautiful.
Heavily illustrated.
Heavily.
Look at that. It's
prolifically.
We'll throw some graphics up on the screen so you guys can see all the cartoons and stuff. Done in the style of a field guide telling you how to be woke. It is out now, and it's just been a lot of fun. Real fun process.
We've been reading it, just laughing at our own jokes for the last 2 days. It's really funny.
We said this on the live stream the other day, but we put this together in such a kind of, I don't want to say rush because that makes it sound like it's a crappy product, and it's not. It's awesome. But we pulled like super long days for many, many weeks to get this thing out. And so some of it was such a blur that I opened it up and I'm like, who came up with this joke? I don't remember writing this joke or that joke. And some of them we just don't even know where they came from.
We figured that the publisher would edit it, but they just let everything through.
They just let it all through, which is always a weird experience.
Yeah, kind of the idea for the book was, people love our infographics, and I wanted to make a full book that feels like that. It's just a thick infographic. And you get to just dig through and laugh at all the pictures. Stickmen are funny.
Stickmen are funny. That's the lesson here.
And if you're really bored and need something to do, you can read the text.
Yeah.
These guys wrote that.
Great Christmas present. Great thing to throw on the coffee table at Thanksgiving, especially if you have liberal relatives coming over. It will bring the family together and unify everybody. Yeah,
and we even got confirmation from one professor at a Christian university who's using it to lead discussions in his class. So it's officially a scholarly work now, I think.
Yeah.
You might be able to get it peer reviewed or something.
One weird thing is I've seen a lot of kids picking this up. I heard a few people I talked to say, like, oh, my kids grabbed it. Adam Ford told me his kids grab it off the table. Nice. And I'm like, Dad, what's a microaggression? And my kids love flipping through it because they love Ethan stick figures and all of that. So that's great. So we thought we'd play a little game to kind of celebrate the release of the book and to constantly remind you to purchase it. And by the way, we'll have links to purchase the book in the show notes and in the description if you're on YouTube. We're going to play a game called Is It Racist? Hello, please purchase things from our store.
We make stuff, you buy it.
We make things, you buy things.
There is B on thing.
Oh, look, fantastic product. B.
Very
Tumbler.
shiny, great cost, excellent quality. You buy now.
Buy now. Shop.babylonbee.com.
Repeat.
Purchase Tumblr today.
Is it racist?
Maybe Adam can set up this game for us.
Sure. So, according to the fantastic book, The Babylon Bee Guide to Wokeness, part of being woke is that you have to be able to explain how anything is racist. You can find any topic at all and call it racist. So we have a list of random topics here that I will give you guys. And you guys will Google them, and we'll find out if anyone has called this racist before.
So the idea is you search the word racist, right?
Yeah, so just put in, I'll give you an example. We'll do a practice one. So the first one here is ice cream trucks.
Okay.
So if you put in ice cream trucks, racist.
So give each one of us a different one. But yeah, so this is this test.
This will be our test one.
Okay.
And then we'll find out if anyone on Google, anywhere in any article, has ever called that topic racist before.
So which one are we doing?
Oh my.
Horse pill.
First thing.
Sounds like we have a hit.
An ice cream truck jingles racist history. I think I heard about this. Turkey in the straw.
Oh, that's right. So that's the ice cream truck is racist because the song that's playing is a racist song.
Oh my.
Bigfoot.
But isn't because is
And
the
then didn't
actual
some-
song "Turkey in the Straw" racist, or it's like the same tune as an old racist song?
like the same
It's the
tune.
second one, yeah. It's the same tune. So the Turkey in the Straw tune came from a song that used to have racist
What is the
lyrics.
turkey in the straw tune?
Turkey in the hay.
Never-
Turkey
you
in
don't
the
know.
hay.
It's called turkey in the straw.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because I remember the ice cream truck I grew up with that came down our street didn't play this song, but it played what is it? Dixieland.
I'm sure that's racist. It's got the word Dixie.
also
in it.
racist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say my ice cream truck was just racist. They would only serve white kids.
It played Hitler
It was
speeches.
just an overtly racist ice cream truck.
I like the Washington Post headline for this one. The ice cream truck has a troubled past. I didn't even finish. The ice cream truck has a troubled past, and you can still love it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Like they're like telling you it's okay.
Oh,
You can still.
I love how
Then
It's
wasn't
like the
there?
new headline.
What, and then I think some like rapper or hip hop artist recorded a new ice cream song after that story.
Oh, to get it.
yeah, like a
do
not-
ice cream truck? Because the idea it's a public domain song. They're not going to pay him royalties, right? I don't think ice cream
mean,
truck guys have the money to
Look,
pay
I
royalties.
respect him for that. Just it's a way to get money. They got to pay me every time they drive the ice cream truck around.
Do we have a copy of the new ice cream song?
Let me see.
How many obscenities?
I forget
does
who
have?
it was that made it. Does that sound familiar to anyone else?
I don't know.
Ice cream
There's a new ice cream.
song.
So he was trying to cash it.
RZA recorded a new ice cream truck jingle.
Thank you,
Wu-Tang Clan's RZA composes new ice cream truck song
Now is he
to
going to give
replace
it?
Turkey in the Straw. Yeah.
Was he giving it out for free?
I don't know.
Or because that would be the true.
Yes, I think he did make it like public
Like you can
domain.
use
Like
it,
he
public
wanted them to
domain?
be able to use it. Yep. Yeah.
Okay, I wonder if they're using it.
Yeah.
All the energy that is spent on finding things that are racist and then correcting it.
Let's do it.
It's going to be like a Pavlov thing now with kids. Every time they hear Wu-Tang Clan, they're going to want ice cream.
Wu-Tang sounds like a type of ice cream.
All right,
Sounds
so
like a
we'll start
conspiracy
going
from
through.
Big Ice Cream.
We'll start going through some of these topics, and then our goal is to find one that is not yet
Yeah,
racist.
it has been covered.
And if it is not racist, then
can
you
make
guys
up.
can try to
We're going to
write
try
an
to
article.
actually
Yeah.
write and publish an article legitimately that says why it's racist. So we have to come up with why.
And we'll get it submitted to.
And then we'll follow up on a future episode on if we were able to.
All right, so here's our first three topics: Kyle, the Waze app;
Okay.
Joel, going to the gym; Ethan, chairs.
Cheers. Okay.
Let's find out if those things are racist.
Oh man.
So just Google that word and then the word racist and see if articles come up.
There is an article I found. Can a chair be racist?
See, it's very easy to find these things because someone somewhere has already
It's the
found.
top result.
It's
Turnip.
Outrage over a photo of Dasha Zukova, editor of Garage Magazine, sitting in a black woman chair, has settled into a more measured, rhythmic online debate.
What is a black woman chair?
I have to subscribe to find out.
Oh, it's behind the black woman chair is behind a paywall.
That seems racist in itself.
All right, do we have any other hits for?
So the Waze app, I got one from ACLU, and it says, "Is your turn-by-turn navigation application racist?" Here's their argument:
So-
the interweaving of social media and geo-navigational applications could exacerbate the problem, Applications like Waze rely on users and social networking connections to share travel information and suggest particular routes. It's easy to imagine very subtle judgments among loosely connected social groups having a large influence on where drivers and pedestrians are directed in their travels.
I guess it's so far everything's been racist.
So you know when Google tells you the route, and I just saw this morning my Google Maps. It says this is the most fuel efficient route. Like it'll tell you how green you're being. So soon it's going to be like this is the most pro justice route.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Least racist route of all the routes you can
Take MLK Boulevard as much as possible.
What about going to the gym? Is going to the gym racist?
Boy. There's so many results. I don't know. Yeah, so we have this article here from Club Industry. Here are voices, the impact of systemic racism in the fitness industry. Imagine a world where you are a health club member paying for amenities such as shampoo in your locker room, but the shampoo provided doesn't work for your hair type.
That I admire the way they got to the gym being racist.
Always comes,
because the shampoo
do gyms
in the shower.
typically provide shampoo? I've never
been to a gym that provides
They better have a diverse option.
I like the
shampoos
connections.
at the
Like
gym
if
next
they
time.
were to provide shampoo, they probably would provide white people shampoo.
Yeah.
Therefore, gyms are racist.
Oh man.
Oh my.
Turnip.
Steps there.
All right, what are our next
You
three?
know what else
Next
is
top-
racist?
is
The chalk that you put on your hands for
yeah.
it's all white. It doesn't match
You
your
need
skin
some
tone.
black.
Oh,
Did you
the
say
chalk,
that, or
yeah.
did you make that up?
What's that?
Did you say that? Or
No, I made that up.
Oh.
It sounds plausible. It sounds like something they would say. All right, next three topics. Kyle, you have getting diarrhea. Joel, palm trees. And Ethan, SpongeBob SquarePants.
I appreciate you not saying, Kyle, you have diarrhea.
That's not for me to know.
That would have been a great clip to save.
Kyle, you have diarrhea. Oh, I forgot to type it. I forgot to type it as a racist. I just
You're
typed in
just
diarrhea.
Googling diarrhea pictures now.
Turnip.
Get off Google Images now.
Oh my.
Turnip.
SpongeBob SquarePants. This is from New York Post.
All right, here we go. We have a hit.
SpongeBob SquarePants is violent, racist, whitewashes U.S. history. Says a professor.
How does SpongeBob white? Because he's gay now, but apparently he's still not woke enough.
That's not good enough.
An academic journal, University of Washington anthropology professor Holly M. Barker drew parallels between the children's cartoon and the past use of the Marshall Islands for American nuclear testing. SpongeBob and the other characters in the long-running show live in an underwater town called Bikini Bottom. In the aftermath of the Second World War, the U.S. military moved natives off a constituent island of the Marshall Islands named Bikini Atoll so as to test nuclear weapons in the area. Bikini Atoll and a number of its neighboring islands remain too contaminated for habitation today. So one fan theory has it that SpongeBob and his collection of weird and wonderful friends are the result of mutations caused by radiation on Bikini Atoll above them. We're getting there.
Natives were removed from the island above where SpongeBob lives.
And SpongeBob is a result of radiation. A sponge was there and it came to life.
So if there was no racism, there would be no SpongeBob.
Yeah, they're a product of racism.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Deep.
That is some brilliant.
It is amazing to think she went through all that. I mean, because we scratched the surface and she wrote this up at college.
That's a lot. That's a lot to get out of.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
So I did.
So Kyle, you have diarrhea.
Correct, and I also was
you're
assigned the
Googling it as
diarrhea
well.
topic. So is getting diarrhea racist? This is interesting. I have two different articles saying it's racist for two different reasons.
Oh.
So one of them is kind of your standard, like people of color have less access to good treatments for this stuff, so diarrhea is racist.
Okay.
Like what?
And I
What's
realized
the title of the article?
it's diarrheal disease has a racism problem. And my favorite part is at the end of the article, they try to connect it to George Floyd.
Wow.
Oh man.
In the wake of
That
George
took a turn.
Floyd's murder and myriad other racial injustices, here at the Defeat, this is a website that's all about diarrhea. Defeat Diarrhea team is recommitting to educating ourselves about these patterns and to break the cycle of diarrheal disease and poverty in all communities.
Do they have a ribbon? Like, you know, all the different
brown ribbon.
Maybe.
a little brown ribbon.
So that's one reason.
Okay.
cure.
Now, why else is diarrhea
Slate,
racist, Kyle?
Slate has an article called
Slate.
they have an article called Gastronomic Bigotry. And the subtitle is, do you think an ethnic restaurant caused your food poisoning? You might be a little bit racist.
Wow.
So if you
That's crazy because the Mexican food place up the street here gave me food poisoning and diarrhea 2 weeks ago. And now everyone else here still eats there, and I won't because I got racist
you
diarrhea.
might be a little bit racist.
Yeah.
So you eat tacos and you're like, ugh.
Exactly.
Wait, no. I can't say that this hurts.
Every time I had diarrhea, I was like, oh, those Mexicans.
You have a bigoted colon.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Turnip.
You have one?
Yeah,
Joel?
what was Joel's?
Yeah, well, mine are palm trees, and I have the top result here is from an article from the Desert Sun. Long ago, these trees were planted for racist reasons,
Oh, that's got to be out in Palm
and now
Springs, yeah.
neighbors want them gone.
Wow.
Let's see.
So why were they planted?
They were planted with. I suppose I should have been ready for this. I was too busy laughing at yours. They were originally planted to block off the historically black neighborhood that was next to affluent white neighborhoods. So it was kind of a wall of separation there.
It's really hard to get
Jeez.
past palm trees.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
Very
like
dense.
redlining with palm trees.
Wow.
I have to throw quickly. I need to throw credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Our buddy Trevor Anderson had suggested that we do this segment a long time ago.
Oh.
Googling whether a thing is racist, and I'm like, it's going to be boring to watch us Google. But we figured
Oh,
we
this
came
is
with kind of
very
this
fun.
spin on it, and man, this is great. I
I love
don't know if we owe him something.
Googling diarrhea is never
Send him
boring.
a fruit basket or something.
This is
We
incredible.
love you, Trevor.
All right, here's 3 more. I just added this one at the last minute because you brought up all the stickmen in the book. So let's, Kyle, Google whether stickmen are racist.
Okay.
Joel, you have Twinkies, and Ethan, you get starfish.
Starfish.
Yes,
Is that one word or two?
I think it's one.
You know what you kind of to expect, but it still just blows you away when you see it. You're like,
And
I
you
cannot
never
believe
expect what angle it's going to be. You always think like, I'm sure it's going to be something.
They're so creative.
But then it's always
it's
how they,
like an art form
is.
almost to find racism in things.
It is.
Wow.
I'm struggling more.
All
on
right,
this
so
one.
it sounds like you got to hit first, Joel, with Twinkies.
Okay, yeah. So we ate a bunch of racist snacks and ranked them. That's for medium. Twinkies were included in that. Using food as a racial metaphor here from NPR, Twinkies and other food items are used to describe the idea of being one race on the outside and another race on the inside. So it seems like, if you're white on the inside, it's a Twinkie. I've never heard Twinkie. I've heard Oreo.
I've heard Oreo, but
Yeah.
maybe that's other races. But I've heard Oreo for like when black people act white, other black people call them that. Yeah.
They're Asian.
Okay, so it says, it's like a slur for Chinese Americans. You're yellow on the outside and white on the inside. People who are if you're an Asian Republican or conservative, you get slandered as a Twinkie. That's awful.
I'm in a bit
Twinkies are racist, darn it.
I'm in a bit of a process here because
Okay.
I found
we found 2 tricky ones. Did we find things that aren't racist?
I did.
Stickmen or starfish?
I did find a link on Facebook that somebody shared like 8 or 9 years ago that says, mine was stick figures, by the way. Warning, black stick figures are racist.
Warning. Watch out.
But I can't, the link has now been taken down, so
How
I can't
can you
read.
tell? Is that just if you color the face in black? Because like most stick figures are.
It is kind of, it's like blackface, isn't it? I mean,
But it's like, but how do you know if a stick figure is black? Is it just that you would shade in? Because the body
How
and
do
the
you draw a
arms
white
are always
stick figure
like
on a white
You'd have to do it
background?
with white out.
yeah.
You'd have to make like on a black background a white stick figure.
Let me see what I can.
So there is something, somebody did make that argument at one time, and I can't see anything more than the short article preview.
It would seem that we need some more scholarly work
Yes.
in that field of stick figures. Maybe an updated paper.
I would imagine it'd be easy to do it because of the Hangman game. You would draw a stick figure, and I feel like that could very easily be.
There you go.
racist.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What about starfish? Where
Not
did we
finding-
find something not racist?
Yeah, I think we might have found. The only thing I found is that they have a term for businesses. They use the term starfish, where like.
That's not the only thing you found. There's a sexual innuendo on there, but you don't want to say it because it's Babylon.
Well, I was trying to see if there's anything on Urban Dictionary. Yeah, well, that's not even racism though. So yeah, like a business that you try to chop part of it off and it grows back. So like this idea that you have to destroy the whole thing. So they use it as a symbol.
But is that racist? Or
But I don't
just
think it
about
doesn't mean that
business?
the actual animals have any racism.
Wow.
So yeah, the only thing I found, because some lady wrote a book called Starfish that's about social justice. So that kind of messes up the results because it's all a bunch of reviews of her book.
I see.
So I'm having a tough time finding the animal. Or
Yeah, I struggled with the stick figure one because there was a result early on where someone drew a racist stick figure on somebody's backpack or something.
Oh,
And
so that
all-
specific stick figure was racist, but it wasn't that
Yeah,
all
not
stick
that all
figures
stick-
are racist.
That's the only result I could find for a long time.
Well, do we want to count starfish, and you guys have to write an article about how they're racist, or should we try to find some that has no hits whatsoever?
let's do. We
Well,
might
let's-
have to do a starfish. Well,
Let's do a few more, and then
All
we can
right.
decide which
Yeah.
one
Okay.
we want to make racist.
Next up, we have turn signals for Kyle,
Do that.
chess for Joel, and napkins for Ethan.
Oh
I
yeah,
have,
I saw this one coming.
Yeah, this
well,
one's
chess is black and white, so it feels like that's.
this is kind of easy because they're saying like that cops will take turn. You know, you don't turn your turn signal on, and they'll use that as an excuse to pull over a black.
Oh,
So turn signals. Are
I did not
racist in
necessarily
that.
see that one coming.
This one, though, this is about traffic signals. But
Uh-huh.
It says the unintentional racism found in traffic signals. Just because something doesn't use an offensive mascot doesn't mean it can't reinforce a broken system.
Wait, is that about the flashing white man, like that when you cross the
Yeah.
street?
Yeah.
he's
Because
white.
I feel like that's great because that makes traffic signals and stick figures racist because that's a white,
Oh, this
that's a
is
white
one.
stick
This
figure.
is just, you got. I know we're like describing all these in detail, but this article is amazing. A few months back, I was walking with a friend, her daughter, and my twin sons. My friend is white, and I'm not. Something I'd never given a second thought to until we reached a crosswalk. Remember, honey. Remember, honey.
I read this.
Remember, honey, she said to her daughter as we waited for the light to turn green, we need to wait for the little white man to appear before we can cross the street.
Triggered.
I realized that white people like to exert control over nearly everything everyone does, I thought. But since when did this literally include trying to cross the street?
That's man. I'm sorry to get serious here, but
Is it
that's
supposed
really
to be
sad.
How do
Like,
you do a black light? That's
In New Zealand, they
It's
have
not
a green
peach
one.
colored, right? It's just white.
how do you live
Lights
life
are
like
white.
that? You know, like seeing it everywhere. I mean,
This
it's
is-
so sad.
This is true in New Zealand. I know this because I was there and because it came up in the article earlier, and this reminded me of it. In New Zealand, it's a green flashing man, and at some intersections to promote safety, they have a man in a green suit that dances and walks you across the street.
Turnip.
All right, so turn signals,
Turn
racist.
signals racist.
Ka-ching,
Chess.
racist. Chess, of course.
Super racist.
Oh,
This
that's
article
good,
from
Gavin.
The Conversation, strangely enough, this is the same publication that did initially released the study about how the Babylon Bees articles always deceive people.
So it's a really
So-
reputable.
Chess is racist.
The name of the article says that why does white always go first in chess? Johann Lowenthal, a British master, put forth one of the first proposals of record to give white the obligatory first move. Wow, on page 84 of the Congress's proceeding, then it goes in. Yeah, they're trying to deduce whether this was done for racist reasons or not.
I always feel like they're just two good contrasting colors to tell apart on a game board.
Black and white, yeah.
Yeah. And then napkins. Did we
Napkins.
find if napkins are racist?
Well, I did find an image where these guys said that they were given racist napkins, and the white guy was given white napkins, and the black guy was given black napkins.
But you have to save that and put
Yeah,
that
I
up.
already sent it
Yeah.
on the podcast.
Okay,
on Slack.
that's interesting because isn't one of the big complaints about white privilege that like
isn't it-
Band-Aids
the
don't
funny
match
is
our
that-
skin
Yeah.
tone?
Right.
You know, so you would think that's
And you would
what
want
they
the
want.
don't you want the black walk signal for the black guy and
Yeah.
the white walk? Isn't this what they want, right?
Right,
But they're
right.
racist
Yeah.
either way. That's what I'm confused about.
There's no
I also
winning.
have to comment that in checkers, black goes before red.
Oh, so checker is more progressive than chess.
Yeah, but they go before the. Never mind.
All right.
There was also something with McDonald's where this guy is suing McDonald's for racist napkins, I guess. Imagine heading to a local Mickey D's to order your usual meal, a deluxe quarter pounder, and looking down with dismay to find that you only received one napkin. There's simply no way you'll be able to wipe the grease from a quarter pound of juicy beef from your face with only one napkin. You step up
juicy
to the
beef
counter
from
to
your
ask for more, but you're refused and handed only a side of racism. This is what one California man alleges in a $1.5 million lawsuit.
One side of
being
racism.
shamed by McDonald's and a hefty burden to bear. He's been unable to work ever since.
Oh,
Turnip.
supersize my racism.
Yeah.
please.
Oh, he's black.
Before COVID, they used to leave the racism out. Now you have to
Now you
ask for it behind the
Yeah, it's in the little pre-package.
Yes. Can I see a little bit of racism, please?
Just a dash.
According to his lawsuit, Webster Lucas, who was black, then retorted, I should have went to eat at the Jack in the Box because I didn't come here to argue over napkins. I came here to eat. That's when Lucas says things got racist, claiming the manager, a Mexican-American, mumbled something about you people.
Oh no. You people.
I actually, the napkin one reminded me about the racist soap dispensers. Do you guys remember this one?
Yes, I do remember that.
Automatic soap dispensers
They
don't
can't
work.
see black skin when it's like under the,
It's weird. It
the
seems-
electric eye.
It seems like it'd be clear because bathrooms are all white.
Well, it's like because it reflects the light off, so it bounces off lighter tones better than
Gotcha.
darker tones.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
do we find anything? So, was starfish the only one we had?
Starfish was one. There is one more on this list. Does somebody want to look up hippos?
Hippos. Let's all do hippos.
Hold on. Let them do hippos. I thought of one that I want you to do. G.K. Chesterton.
G.K. Chesterton.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, that's gonna be.
I
easy.
want to see how
There's
many
a-
ways people have called him racist.
So the first result is Dolph the fascist hippo.
What?
It's a fictional character on a Danish television show. Dolph,
And is he racist?
the fascist hippo. I guess he's a large fascist hippopotamus, usually armed with a baseball bat.
Wow. There's different cartoons over there.
Yeah. And also, there's a comment about Disneyland's Jungle Cruise with the racism, but I don't think the hippos are specifically indicted.
Is the Jungle Cruise racist? Because I love that ride.
Yeah, the Jungle Cruise is racist.
Because the
natives and
headhunters,
stuff,
the
yeah.
natives, yeah.
Although there is this hippopotamus used in analogy by senator to promote racial profiling. So a hippo was used for racial ends.
Wow.
So why are Hollywood's animated movies full of racist stereotypes and they don't like the hippo in the Madagascar franchise for being racist?
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
So there's multiple
Wow.
reasons the hippos are racist. It sounds like. So I think we're stuck with
Starfish sounds like the...
So how are we going to
Is
make...
Chesterton racist?
Oh, did we find out if...
No, I mean, there's also, people don't like that he criticizes Mohammedism. And then also, there's this whole slur, what's the word?
Slew?
No,
essay.
lie.
Oh,
Anyway.
slander, libel.
Slander, yeah. Like
Libel.
that he's anti-Jew. Which
Oh.
I think Dale explained that to us, or was that at our
don't
group?
remember.
It was at our group. They have a whole explanation on the website, Chesterton.org, that goes into the history of the people that kind of started this rumor about Chesterton, that he's anti-Jew. He was actually given awards by Jewish organizations and stuff, so it's unsubstantiated.
I think we found starfish is the thing that has not been called racist yet. So now you guys have to write a
what are the-
believable article.
some of the reasons
Let's give it a
starfish
shot.
could be considered racist. Let's brainstorm real
The
quick.
thing that comes to mind is not specifically starfish, but like snorkeling being white privilege.
Yeah.
Is like the obvious one.
You
Because I'm
see
sure
a-
it's
True.
snorkeling.
It is a very white
snorkeling.
privilege thing.
You see a lot of articles written about the racial disparities in any kind of outdoor recreation, national parks.
Yeah, I just googled
collecting
is snorkeling
shells.
racist, and there's a is diving racist article, and there's a the Blue Planet statement on racism in the dive industry. The dive industry is racist. We got to think of some way. The starfish specifically, though, I guess we could come after Patrick.
Patrick is a
in,
starfish, and
in
he's on that
SpongeBob.
racist show SpongeBob.
Well,
That's true. So
some-
maybe starfish are racist.
They're not actually fish.
Okay.
I don't know if that helps. I'm just looking up interesting facts.
We're spitballing here. We're spitballing.
they're
What else? Go.
echinoderms.
What else?
So
Maybe that is maybe
So they're
because they're
wearing
not
fish
actually
face. They're culturally appropriating fish or using
They
their
don't
name.
all have 5 arms.
Don't the arms grow back?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
They regenerate.
Look at that thing.
They can regenerate arms.
Wait, is that is technically a sea star, right?
Yeah. Protected by... Oh, yeah. I wonder if you search sea star racist, you might find... Let's do this.
No, it doesn't. I don't see any. Surfing is racist. Surfing confronts sports' racist past after George Floyd's death.
Turnip.
This is so exhausting.
Just insane. Huh. All right.
A lot to learn.
Well,
We're
I guess,
find out
I guess
why
this is.
starfish are
I guess we have
racist.
some homework to do, guys.
Nice.
The moral of the story: everything is racist.
Everything is racist.
They don't have blood. Sea stars don't have blood.
It's
crazy.
Interesting
Ethan's
trivia.
still
about
in this.
All right, you guys have to write a scholarly article about how starfish are racist, and you have to include as many interesting and fascinating starfish facts in it as possible.
Did you know that the
They eat with their stomachs inside out.
there's got to be like something about how they stick with their group, and like they don't associate with other species? I think that's going to be the angle to take.
I was also wondering if
They have
because there's a
two
thing
ways
that
to
birds are
reproduce.
racist, but it's because of the way they're named.
Oh yeah.
Like certain species of
Audubon
birds,
Society.
yeah, they have like they're named after either
maybe
like
we can find
racist researchers,
The naming could be
or
interesting.
just the idea that since all animals like they have like those Latin like scientific names.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something where it's like white Western people imposing their view on all the like on all the ways we name animals.
Okay, so I think you're onto something here, because we can go to the etymology of the name starfish, and we can kind of figure out who named it, and then we can go after him.
Yes.
Dude, that's the way to do it. It says it was named by a French somebody, so I'm sure he was
sounds
racist.
super
What was his
racist.
name?
I'm sure he was racist.
Gotta be.
The scientific
French.
name Asteroidea was given to starfish by the French zoologist de Blainville in 1830.
Oh, everybody was racist.
Oh, dude,
in
we're
1830.
freaking gold mine.
De Glanville,
dude, I
French
hope-
zoologist. De Glanville?
Oh, I hope he had slaves.
Is it? Okay. Wikipedia. Here you go. Oh, look at it. Look at that guy.
Dude, he's
that guy
gotta be
just
racist.
looks like a
He
racist.
looks
Look at
like
that.
a racist.
Look at that scowl on his face. That white old man,
I'm gonna
white
Google.
smile.
I'm gonna Google his name and racism. We're gonna make the connection.
We're doing this right now, right on the podcast.
Yeah, this is
Turnip.
happening live.
Natural history. So he lived. He was born in September 1777. He died 1850. So he would have died right before Darwin did his whole thing, his whole racist thing.
All right, guys. I think. Oh, he rejected evolution.
Oh.
He was a critic
That's
of Lamarck's
basically
evolution
racism.
ideas. Oh my!
Turnip.
He also coined the term paleontology, so we can make a connection there.
Pale, white. He named the study after being pale.
All right, we're gonna figure it out, guys.
The Confederate flag has stars on it.
Uh-oh.
Listen to this man.
So the star is a symbol of hate because it's on the Confederate flag.
Starfish.
And they're white
Starfish.
I like that connection.
Now you
too.
got to put this all together and get it published.
Yeah, I know,
on
yeah,
some
we're
liberal
working- we're just
platform.
But is it
Cool.
better to make
Brainstorm.
one strong argument and a bunch of supporting, or to be like, and it's also on the Confederate flag?
Build,
and it's-
build your case.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Buy our book. It's
Buy our
got
book.
lots of hilarious stuff like everything you just listened to, but in book form.
And hey, I think after that segment, what we really need is for our viewers, our listeners out there, to help us. Do your research. Figure out how we can make starfish racist. Help us add to our scholarly work that we're going to release. And do your own research. Think of some random things and let us know in the comments you found other things that are racist that you'd never know.
Yeah.
Instant mashed potatoes, erasers, chipmunks. Just go crazy.
It's the right thing to do, or rather,
The white
thing to do.
I would love to start an organization called the Make It All Racist Project.
We just totally
Just
start
have the internet.
The foundation for making everything racist. We can get funding.
Yeah, get funding.
We need a clever acronym or something. Anagram, acronym.
The Magic School Bus is brought to you by the Foundation for Making Everything Racist. Brought to you in part by.
It'd be a more honest name. So now what are we doing? Hate mail?
You know what the worst thing in the world is? It's when you're laughing at something and really enjoying it and you're not paying any money for it. That sucks. You feel really guilty. You're like, man, there's all these people that are like giving their lives to making this stuff and, that's their whole job. And I didn't even give them any money for it. Now you can give us money. You can become a Babylon Bee subscriber and ease that guilty conscience. Go to babylonbee.com/plans. And for a limited time, you can insert the promo code podcast and you get 10% off. It's not 7%, it's not 8%, it's not 9%, it's not 11%, it's not 12%. It is 10% off your subscription. So go to babylonbee.com/plans and subscribe. That's what enables us to continue making all the amazing content that you enjoy 24/7 right into your brain.
I really miss Adam Ford.
Hate mail.
We got an email from Rod Pipe.
Is that a real name?
Rod Pipe. That is a fake name, Rod
That
Pipe.
seems fake.
That sounds a little...
Rowdy Rod Pipe.
I'm not
We usually
gonna
don't
say.
read last names, but I assume that's fake. Rod Pipe, inventor of the pipe? That's Bob Pipe.
Bob Pipe. Yeah, that's
He's the CEO of
CEO
Pipes
of
Incorporated.
and his wife, Beth Pipe.
So Rod says, your content is bad, low effort like grade school. I understand the intent, but it's like you are all just simple. You don't seem to understand how satire or humor work. Sad.
Oh, he even put the sad in there.
That's my line, man. No good. I like simple humor, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what they don't get. Some people just like that.
Like being just.
I mean, not me, but yeah, these guys love it.
You shouldn't try to be too clever with your jokes.
It's true.
You know, I
I
mean,
don't like sophisticated humor. I don't
There
like
is an elitism in comedy that
That's true.
Babylon really gets under their skin.
yeah. The funniest thing is someone falling down the stairs or getting
man-
a pie in their face.
a man chasing his hat.
That's right. The simple stuff.
If
Embrace
you don't
it.
get that reference,
Get my book.
Get over yourself and laugh, Rod Pipe. That's what I say.
That's right.
Hey, your name's Rod Pipe. Your parents knew how to sense of humor.
Wow, that was savage. That was
Savage.
absolutely brutal.
Takedown.
Hey, we're going to go into our subscriber lounge now. We'll talk about the book a little more. We got some subscriber emails, subscriber comments.
Should we just, for the fun of it, could we Google a few more things in the subscriber portion bonus? Because that was really fun.
Yeah, let's
Bonus
Google.
racism.
Just a few more.
Maybe we can find a random word generator and whatever comes up, we'll
There you
Google.
go. Okay.
I wonder if we Google our own book, if people
that's-
have already started calling it racist.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
We have subscriber submitted headlines of the week. We have bonus hate mail, and we're going to ask Joel the 10 questions or the second 10 questions if he already answered the first 10.
We have a crazy story, too, about one of our readers who shared one of our videos and almost lost their job, cancel culture style, in their school. Pretty crazy.
If you want to learn about that, smash the join button if you're on YouTube or go to babylonb.com/plans and subscribe and join us in the subscriber lounge.
Coming up next for Babylon Bee subscribers.
This person's a public educator.
So we'll call this person Peggy.
And somebody tried to cancel them for sharing one of our Babylon Bee videos. And now we're going to move on from our heartwarming moment to some bonus hate mail.
Advice. Is this home decor racist?
The unbearable whiteness of milk. That is so stupid that it made me laugh.
Thankfulness is the key to happiness.
What is one song, movie, band, etc. that you are ashamed to actually like?
If you do nothing, the trolley will proceed, causing the deaths of the 5 newsboys.
Wondering what they'll say next? The rest of this podcast is in our super exclusive premium subscriber lounge. Go to babylonb.com/plans for full-length ad-free podcasts. Kyle and Ethan would like to thank Seth Dillon for paying the bills, Adam Ford for creating their job, the other writers for tirelessly pitching headlines, the subscribers, and you, the listener. Until next time, this is Dave DeAndrea, the voice of the Babylon Bee.
Your voice is just like warm diarrhea.
Warm space diarrhea.
Are there 5 newsboys or are there 4?